What's going on, everybody? What's going on, survivors? Yes. So there won't be a debate tonight. I guess, I don't know, some people a little bit nervous about getting that crazy flu or whatever. But there was a couple things I did want to show off. I had this, the Hoffman's knife. This was the knife that I had done a review on. And I had said that I was going to do something with that handle. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up doing a paracord on the handle. And I don't know. It's a lot lighter. Those handles that were on there were just solid. They were so stinking heavy. So if you're just joining us, welcome everybody. Always Survive channel. And anyways, this is what I ended up doing with it. And it's got a nicer feel to it, I think, just because it's so much. I mean, those things were thick on there. It was so stinking heavy. It's a really thick blade. I really do like this thing, and I didn't have any. I still haven't had any issues. I actually threw it a couple times too, just to try it out. But I don't know, whatever. That was something fun. The only problem I got now is that sheath that ended up holding it really good before. I can't get that thing closed on there. I might have to get it taken out and moved a little bit there, but so that was one of the things I was going to talk about. And we did do some video this weekend. I have not posted it up yet on one of my old favorites. We were talking about knife fighting, and we were doing some different I don't know, different defenses, I guess you'd say, for knife fighting, and different ways of getting out of the way or protecting yourself, I guess, against a knife when you don't have a weapon on you, well, when you don't have a gun. We'll say it like that, right? So anyways, that is an ASP. As you can see, it is the 9-inch one, I do believe. This was 9, and it goes out to 26. So the one I previously had years ago, when I ended up moving to Michigan, I must have lost it on the move. I don't even know how that happened, but here's what it is. It pops out. It works really good. The only problem is you snap it out too hard. But I don't know if you can tell. There's my arm yet. About 26 inches. This thing is pretty devastating. And we were using it, you know, for reach. It's so much easier to get at somebody who's got, we'll say, just a reach difference. Maybe like your average knife or something like that. I mean, things like the size of the handle, you know. So it doesn't conceal quite as well as the other one did. The one rough thing about these things, well, that wasn't too bad because I didn't snap it out too hard. As they do close kind of hard. You can't take this cap off. I show a little bit, and I had Jason with me, and we talked about it a little bit. Just a different way of dealing with a person who's got a knife when you don't have a gun to use to protect yourself. But I was wondering what everybody thought also about the debates that were supposed to happen that are now canceled because one party didn't want to do it on a video, and the other party wanted to. I don't know if that was for teleprompter reasons or whatever, but I figured I'd still hop on. I know I said I was going to do a pre-debate live stream, but this is, I guess, pre-town hall, right? Because they're going to be at town hall, and I think they're both on at 8 o'clock or something like that. So I think one was ABC, one was NBC. But whatever, I'm probably going to try to watch it on a YouTube channel that has it split screen for me or something, if I can keep track of both of them. I know one's going to be completely stuttering and thinking he's running for Senate, and the other one's going to be answering questions or whatever, but I guess that's how it's going to end up going. Don't forget to check out the merch. We do have a couple more shirts. I actually got to order a couple for myself so I could let you guys check them out that are pretty nice, but I guess I just wanted to hop on, see what everybody was doing, see what everybody thought. Time's coming close for the election. And do we have girl shirts? Yes, we now have girl shirts. I think a couple different sizes and stuff, and some of it was actually unisex or something like that. But yeah, I forget what I was going to here. But either way, you got a couple weeks. I heard from other people that there was different groups saying that, you know, well, if Trump wins, we're gonna end up rioting and looting, and everybody's gonna go crazy. And you kind of got a feeling of that because it's kind of been going on. And if Biden wins, I don't know. Depending on what you prep and what you've got, there's a lot of gun talk and a lot of hopefully don't kick my live stream up, but there's a lot of real estate confiscation or whatever. So I guess it just depends on which way you're sitting on the whole thing and what you think of what you're preparing for and how you have everything moved around to where you need it to be, and what are you guys doing for the upcoming couple weeks. Like we are going to be organizing stuff up these next 2 weeks to get everything fully in line. We are in a city that did have some riots. There were nothing really extreme. There were some cities that were bigger than the city that we live in that had more rioting and burning and looting and everything than the city that we're in right now. And this is horrible too. You guys are not going to believe this. Don't even have a Dr. Pepper. Stuck with a Coca-Cola. What are you going to do? I don't really feel like drinking a glass of water. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But you think of something, we have like full-blown SHTF, I'm going to be stuck drinking water quite a bit unless I end up getting some of them little packets or something like that to dump in the water. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. They got them like right at the Dollar Tree, 6 or 8 of them for $1 or something. So I should probably end up thinking about doing that. That's something I should do because I like the water. The water is good. You can drink it plenty, you know. And sometimes that's all you want is water. Got Morgan Weaver. It says I'll do as I've been doing, sitting back and laughing. Makes sense, right? There's not much you can do. That's about the extent of it. I know some people are getting really stressed out. I've talked to a couple people now that are just so freaked out, and they just don't even know what they're. Sorry about that. I had to straighten that thing out a little bit. They just don't even know like what to do. Like they're so, like, oh my gosh, I need more food right now. I don't have enough food. And then some people I know that. I don't know what she's saying. She's just out to this.
They're just too anxious.
Too anxious, yeah, stressed out. They're anxious, stressed out, and then a lot of people that we'll say even just this year, but for me it's been a couple years now since I've been here. Is okay, we're going shooting this weekend. Yeah, okay. Man, I bought 5 boxes of ammo. All right, cool. Are you gonna tuck 2 or 3 of them boxes? Nah, man, I'm shooting everything. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. They have a lot of fun. Then a time like this comes where there's no ammo around, and every time I went, I was trying to tuck a couple. So I end up having something left. And right now, oh, Jason, 8th day. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. What does it say on there? It says on set. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, sir. And people that were not putting the ammo away, I didn't know that it was going to be so difficult. They tell me, oh, I don't know. I didn't know it was going to happen. I can't find anything anywhere. We had just recently, this week, actually gotten a pallet of some steel Russian AR ammo. It was like the Red Army Standard or whatever. And these boxes were $5 a few months ago. Well, we'll say, 6 months ago, pre-lockdown or whatever you want to call it. These boxes were $5 a box, and they're $12.99 right now. It is not cheap to go out and get any kind of practice right now, and that's with steel. We found on AmmoSeek, you can find some deals on there once in a while. We go on Gunbot once in a while. Gunbot doesn't seem to be as up to date as AmmoSeek, but we go on AmmoSeek and we found like reloaded brass for 50 cents a round. So it's still not cheap to get the practice, but you want to stay in practice, just like before I was in the judo and I want to get ready for a tournament or something. I want to stay in shape. I want to get used to everything. I want to keep going. I don't want to just sit on the sidelines and then have a tournament. It's the same idea. You want to be able to keep going, keep getting your practice in, whether it's stick fighting, knife fighting, whatever you want to do, you want to be able to keep doing it. So I still want to be able to get some of my range time, and at such a price on the ammunition. And then all the people, like I was saying, that were burning off their boxes. Every time they got boxes, they were just shooting them all off. Yeah, maybe a couple people I know. Yeah, we're gonna tuck a couple boxes away. Okay, good. So those people are still in a better position, and other guys are like scrambling now. They're like, "There's a pallet down there." You know, they're trying to grab as much as they could possibly get, but they're paying $13 a box for it. And now you got people trying to, now they can't save any money whatsoever towards any food or anything. But hopefully, some of them were getting some food, some of the freeze dried food and stuff, but they were just not. It everything's inflated right now, so it's like, and we got, like I said, 2 weeks, and a lot of people are predicting there's gonna be some sort of static, no matter which side wins. So if it's no matter which side wins, and there's gonna be some sort of a static, you kind of want to have everything before. You saw what happened with the toilet paper. Poof, gone. Gun stores were just mobbed when we went through the gun stores. We were just it was shoulder to shoulder, and everybody was getting anything they could possibly get. And now that the inventory's low and there's none of that, it's kind of like, like what's everybody gonna run for? Now the only thing to run for is the food, I guess. So you never know how that's gonna work. I've seen several different things on shortage. Beyond just the shortage, they've been having a shortage, I guess, in other countries that are starting to lose their crops, different issues. What food would you recommend getting? So I would say, as far as these shortages are going, rice is always easy. You can get rice anywhere. Canned goods, any kind of canned goods. If you don't feel like spending, like, these are ridiculously priced now. The Mountain House, and I still get one here and there. I don't know why. It's too expensive. Well, it's the old Mountain House packages. If you're just going to the Dollar Tree, or if you're going to Walmart or Aldi, we like Aldi. Aldi has mixed vegetable cans that have potatoes and beans. It's got a lot of stuff in it, and they're like 49 cents. So for $1, you can get 2 cans to tuck away, and most of them have expiration date of 2 years from now. We did a video quite a long time ago that I had eaten from a can that was, I don't even know how old it was. It was probably expired for a year or something. I don't know. You go through and you rotate everything, and you're like, oh wow, that's a little bit old. But I ate it, and I said on there, I think I said something like, if I don't live, don't eat the don't eat the cans or something like that past the expiration date. But it seemed to work out. I'm still here. What do you got here? Augustin Farms dried food. Yes, that's the buckets. Says thanks for all the info and the content. Thank you, sir. Yeah, the Augustin Farms. That we ended up getting a couple buckets of that, and that has been on an up and down price. It's about 22,000 calories, I think, for that smaller bucket. I may have linked it in one of the videos. Actually, I think I did link it in one of the other descriptions. You can go on through the affiliate link. We get a little commission or whatever, but it's, I don't know, they've been averaging $57, I think, a bucket. Usually, the expiration date means actually sale, not can eat by expiration date. Yeah, there's usually some sort of a safety factor. And it doesn't, as long as the can's not dented and everything smells okay and looks all right, you should be able to be okay with that. But aside from just the rice and some canned goods, you could buy flour. I was going to try to end up doing a video on hardtack at some point. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit cooler because I'm doing it in the oven, and it's always nice to have the extra heat. And there's a lot of pemmican recipes online, and I need to do some of that, I think, just because it's got a lot more in it. It's got the more proteins in it than just having hardtack, which is like a bread. But these kind of things, they last for so long. You can't go wrong with it, and they're so cheap. For the price of putting together some hardtack is like, I don't even know, it's gonna cost you $10 or something. You're gonna get so much flour. I think it's a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt, something like that. And then you're cooking it. Yeah, electric bill maybe, but it's not going to be anything in comparison to, you're going to vacuum seal this stuff down, or you can even put it in a Ziploc, throw it right in your pack. And now you got something that's good for 30 plus years, and you just wet it back down and you should be good, It gives you some sort of substance, and I've seen people put a little bit of like a garlic powder in with the butter or something melted on there, and put it on there before they dry. That way it's got a little bit more to it, and it's got some garlic in it. But all things you can get at a reasonable price, and I think it's a good thing that everybody should really start getting something going. I mean, we're coming up short on time. If you really think something is drastically going to happen, I was contemplating the elections on. I made hardtack, and it's salty, but that might seem good for your hunger. Yeah, and you never know too. Even if you ended up making it and it was a little bit salty, you might be doing a lot of stuff. And the sad part of it is, in most SHTF situations, is you're going to end up actually possibly consuming more calories than you would regularly. I know a lot of these dry food like this is let's see how many this one has. For the full container, it's got 600 calories. Okay, so that's a decent amount, but I don't even know what this was, $9 or something like that. And the amount of hardtack I could make for $9 in comparison, but okay, yeah, you're not getting any of the proteins and everything. And it's got some vitamins, still got some carbs, but I mean, this thing is 600 calories, and everybody says a 2,000 calorie diet. Well, you might need, after lugging all your stuff to your location or running for your life, because who knows what's happening, you might burn 5,000 calories that day, be completely exhausted, need some sort of replenishment. It's good to keep multivitamins. You can get multivitamin, you can get regular vitamins and stuff even at like the Dollar Tree. So you're at the Dollar Tree, excuse me. You're at the Dollar Tree for 20 bucks. You could get a little pile of stuff, and even if you did that once a week for the end, I mean, it's going to be something. It'll be something for you. It's not not optimal to have just that. What we got here, we got. Oh, what are some of the last minute things you would recommend if we grab before the election? Whoosh. I know the firearms are not gonna be too easy to grab. I mean, you want some sort of a pack, something to cook in. I don't have one in this one. I do upstairs. Aside from weapons, we could probably. Yeah, you want to grab that? Yeah. Yeah. Aside from weapons, because no matter what, if you end up stuck somewhere and you have canned meat, $7.44 at Walmart. Yes, yeah, that's good too. The meat's gonna be huge, yeah, but if we're trying to take this, I guess it really depends on if you're bugging in or if you're bugging out. Because if you're bugging in, you could just load shelves. You could just fill everything up, and you're sitting there waiting. And then, I don't know, one thing some people don't think about, but I keep a couple. I try not to drink them because they're really not that good for your heart and stuff. If I'm completely wiped out for some reason, I would have, we'll say, like an energy drink or something like that. That's not your pack. This kid, go grab me something. She's like, want me to grab my pack, Dad? Well, here's a little cook set that we ended up getting her. But as far as having something too much to carry, or I was just getting into the energy drinks real quick. The energy drinks are something that I would think about that might seem kind of random, just for the simple fact that, like, why would you stock up on some energy drinks? Well, I don't know. I mean, there's a couple things you're going to have to do no matter who you are. You're going to have to sleep and you're going to have to poop, right? So those two times right there, at least twice a day or something, sleeping or not, you're going to be off guard if you don't have anybody with you. That's what makes the lone wolf situation so crazy. But you're going to end up having time where it's not exactly the easiest for you to stay awake. You might have had who knows what's going to happen. So I don't know, a few things you can grab, stuff like that. I had her grab her little pack there. I don't know if you don't have a little cook set. This was Kay's little cook set. It's got a couple bowls in there, and we got these after camping season, which is probably about now. This one was actually on clearance. I don't remember what the price was, but it was pretty cheap. And you could get something like this, so you have something to cook stuff in, boil water in, just so you have something. It doesn't matter. I mean, a way to collect something. You're running through, and there's a whole bunch of berries, and you got everything. Oh, here you go. Put that thing back together, little monkey. But yeah, what else has she got? Stuff that you could grab right now. And we never even opened this one, huh? It's still in the box. One of them, let's see that. It's level 2 or whatever. One of the real thick survival blankets. It is getting cold. I mean, that's not bad to keep in a pack. Look at this one. Never opened. She got herself a Sawyer Mini. It's great. You're gonna need to filter water. I don't want to go through like your whole pack and start digging around and stuff. What's that one right there? You're gonna have to clean this whole thing out afterwards.
Gotta organize them.
You still got everything in the box. I got one of these things in my it's that little reflective survival tent. I got one of these things in my EDC pack, but I got it out of the bag. But you got everything still in the package. I'm not gonna keep digging, but anything pretty much camping is gonna end up helping you out. You good? She's just peeling stuff open now. She's like, Dad, look at my bag, Dad. Look, check it out. Look, I'm all set. Band-Aids for days, kid. And glow sticks. She got soap in there. Ferrocerium rod. We did a video on these, and that was quick thing about the ferrocerium rods. We ended up, this one's still in the box. Very nice. Anyways, thing about the ferrocerium rods that I learned, striking down on them to make the fire, pulling back on them. One of the most recent knife videos, Jason ended up starting the fire, and he was pulling back on it. Worked great. I mean, it was so much better. You don't end up knocking anything over when you're striking it. When you're striking it, you have a chance of knocking stuff over any of your tinder or anything. And this was just a pull back, and it still showered everything with sparks. I think the second try, he ended up catching the fire. But, you know, those are a couple things you could always get to set up a pack, and this pack is really not that big. I think this pack was even the Walmart one. It was like a $20 or $25 pack at Walmart. It's got the little clip to go across. And you've taken this hiking like almost every time, really, haven't you? Yeah. I don't know what she's got in there. It's probably almost, it might be 15 pounds or something like that. But to get yourself something that's all set up, that has, I mean, it's ready to go as far as, where did you get the cooking set from? Walmart. Also, that was on clearance after. And she's got flashlights in there. Ace bandages. Man, you got a pile of stuff in there, really. There's a lot of stuff in there for a little pack. I mean, someone could set this up with a filter, water filter, like $20 or something. Probably get them on Amazon, maybe a little bit cheaper. A little reflective tent, the extra blanket. I'm digging through. She's gonna have to clean the whole thing out. Oh, hey, that's a Walmart special too. Those food rations. That's good to have in there. Well, you used to have a bottle of water in there too. Still got. Yeah, Pedialyte. Same difference. That's those electrolytes. Something a little bit better. Ooh, bite snake kit. That works. Sting and bite. What else you got? That's one of them we actually did just get off of Amazon. They're small. You still got it in the package. You keep everything in the package. I guess you have Tinder, right? Later on. Anyways, yeah, that works. I don't know. These are easy things that you could probably get. I know on a budget, some of it's kind of hard. But I mean, everybody's got probably, hopefully, an extra blanket in the house or something that you could throw in a bag. Good? If I turn this camera, this kid's a mess. It'll probably turn into more of a comedy show than anything. You good?
Fine.
But yeah, I don't know. Check it out, guys. See what you think of any of the ideas of having like a baton as like a backup, and I don't know, get a decent knife. This knife, I did a video on it. I can't remember if it was $30 or something. And it's 440 stainless, it says. But man, I've beaten on that thing. I mean, I had that thing sunk into the wood, bending it sideways, and the thing didn't set. You are a mess, man. Really. Wow. Anyways, this knife ended up working out just fine. Have had no issues with it. A baton, these things were a little bit more expensive. I did get that right from ASP. I think it was like $80 or something, and they didn't even charge shipping or anything. But that's a heck of a defensive weapon. If you needed something, it would just be something extra to have. But if you don't have anything, and I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on what's coming up after the election. Is it going to be instant riots the next day, or I mean, I was contemplating on taking some time off of work, just maybe getting, I don't even know, getting a couple days. Just I'd like to take the rest of the week off. And there's a what do you call that? Whitetails Unlimited. I think that the next day, one of my buddies like, "Hey, come on, man, let's go to Whitetails Unlimited. They got gun raffles and everything." But you just don't know what it's going to be like the next day. I don't know if I want to commit to that or not, but it could just be, it could be chaos, or everything could be fine until that weekend. I don't know what's going to happen. I hear everybody's opinion, and I like to hear other people's feedback on what they end up thinking is going to happen. Until then, I mean, I'm just going to keep trying to stock up a little bit. I'm just grabbing every little last minute thing that I feel like is going to either evaporate, or something I feel like that I don't have, that I want to have. And one of the things was the communication part of having a group. Even if you got a group of people, we were looking into maybe, I've watched a lot of videos now, maybe some sort of a ham radio or something, and everybody says, but it can be tracked. So I don't know exactly. I've watched a lot of videos on it though now. I don't know, that kind of almost seems like one of the ideas I might end up going with, some sort of a ham radio or something. But let me know what you guys think about the communications, and how you're gonna talk back and forth with family members or anything. And just in case there was a cell tower issue, when we lived in New York, when the Twin Towers actually got hit, everything went down. There was no regular phones. It was a mess for a little while, and it's just something I see. You know, it depends on how serious the situation is. And even with the last startup of the riots and everything, there was some spots Amazon wasn't delivering to. There was some spots that some of the food trucks couldn't even come into. So the stuff that got wiped out so quick didn't really get replaced very quick, because some of the spots were so hot they couldn't get them down the road. So just, I don't know, if you want to think of it this way, there's it was something like 11 weeks, I do believe, 11 weeks from the election date until the inauguration. So there's about 11 weeks, and if something got too crazy, I mean, do you have enough stuff for 11 weeks? Food, water, shelter, and a means of protection, right? You're going to need a way to protect your food, or your shelter, or your children, I guess. So it's gonna be probably all on you, because you see some places the police don't even show up. It just depends on what the attitude of the city is, I guess, that you're living in, whether or not the police are gonna show up, or whether or not you're just completely stuck on your own. So good luck, everybody. I don't know exactly what time it is, but those town halls are going to start. I might try to watch for a few. It's probably about a half hour from now. I think we went on somewhere around 7, but I'm going to end up trying to hop on here again for a live stream. Next week was supposed to be another presidential debate. I don't know what they're going to do, but I figured I'd just pop on before these and see, like, hey, it's been another week. Did you guys do anything? You know, what have you done? I know we even looked for some 22 ammo the other day. We couldn't find 22 ammo. Man, the kids and the oldest freak out about the 22 ammo. But that's kind of like, I don't know. And you see all the stock market stuff, and I hear everybody talking about a global reset on all the currencies and everything. And I don't know if you guys are buying any silver, or a little bit of gold if you can, and that's only a prep that you would get after you have everything else. Once you feel like you're good enough, I don't know if you ever feel like you're good enough. Like, do I have enough bullets? Okay, maybe I do. We got this many in it. Okay, maybe I have enough bullets. I'm not buying any more guns. Okay, you have enough food. Well, maybe not enough food. Well, there's no reason to be buying gold and silver right now if you don't have enough food or a way to get water. You're gonna want to buy a filter, one of them Sawyer mini filters or something like that, instead of an ounce of silver, because the silver and the gold is going to be a rebuilding phase. So if there's an actual SHTF situation and it's grid down and everything's so messed up for a year or something like that, you're going to have a whole year of needing food until there's a rebuilding, if nothing else, and a way to protect it, maybe. I mean, from whatever you never know. You might be up in bear country and you got to protect your food from the bear. You never know. I mean, you eat a bear too, but yeah. So let me know what you guys are thinking. I do like doing these live streams. They're kind of fun, except for when you got this kid over here that's a mess, and she keeps dropping stuff and knocking stuff over. Other than that, it's been a good talk, I guess. I would just keep going, everybody. Try to get, I guess, as much as you can, depending on whether you're bugging out or you're bugging in, or if you are bugging out, getting enough stuff to your spot uh, in advance. Because if it's already there, you don't have to carry it. I mean, I would always keep enough that you have enough of everything to get you to your spot, whether you even, and then make your plans ahead of time, whether you're, I mean, you might not be able to drive there. So if you can't drive there, can you carry everything that you got at home? I mean, I'm getting thin home. I'm just trying to get stuff out because I know this is a spot where we could probably hold it for a little while. It would be like turning the neighborhood. I always say it would turn the whole neighborhood into Iraq really quick, but you don't want to have to do these things, you know? You don't want to have to, I mean, that'd be 24/7 just stuff coming. I mean, because we're up the hill from the downtown area, and coming up the hill, it might be a couple days before too much came up the hill. It'd be better off to just leave the house. If they burn it down, they burn it down, whatever. Everybody's safe and we're not here. And it'd be really nice to have the vehicles. But if we don't have the vehicles, I mean, you got a wheelbarrow. We were looking into some bicycles too. But at this time of the year, ends up top 5 things you need to have in an emergency situation. Jason says food, water, shelter, heat, depending on the climate, right? And something to protect it all. You gotta have to have something. And that's why, I mean, a little bit less lethal. I mean, there's not much time to practice, but anybody can swing. Everybody swung something, so you could. Everybody swung something. I mean, if you didn't have enough money, you could use a hammer. Just saying. I mean, I think hammers have more. Um, People are assaulted more with hammers, I think, than anything, and possibly even murdered with. I think that was the #1 weapon. I mean, you could even hold a hammer from the back and hit him with it. Bop, and he could hold a hammer and swing it. You know, it doesn't really matter how you. And if you don't have the money for something like the baton, I would definitely not recommend any cheap batons, because I've seen fights, and I've seen when people have bent them over people's heads. You know, they hit the guy with the baton, it bends over their head. And then the guy is like, oh, after he just bent it over someone's head, and then that dude whose head he bent it over starts beating him, you know, because that guy thought he was going to be winning at that point, and nothing ended up happening. But I wouldn't recommend hitting anybody with the head in that, because I know in some states it's like murder too, like right off the bat. But you could whack someone in the forearm with that, and they probably wouldn't want to fight you anymore. You'd probably break their forearm. But even being able to have like a halfway decent knife, and then the redundancy part, I keep extra knives. They say more people are afraid of knives than guns. That's true. I don't get it, but just heard of that. And the reason I think why a lot of people say that they're more afraid of that is because everybody's been cut with a knife. It doesn't matter if you're in the kitchen or not or whatever, but not everybody's been shot, so they don't. I mean, they could understand that they could die or become seriously injured from it, but they know what that feels like, because everybody, even just in the kitchen, or I cut my finger real good one time. I still got a big scar right there all the way down, and that was just cutting a bagel. I mean, it was like, when I was young, it's leaking, you know, it was a whole mess, but so everybody knows what it's like to get cut with a knife, so everybody has that extra fear. And then pretty much everybody's got the idea of they've been hit with something. And when you were young, everybody hits everybody with sticks and stuff. Well, this is like a really painful stick. It's not going to be as fast as like the ratans or something like that, but you're going to get a million more uses out of this than you would like a bamboo rattan or something that's going to splinter up on you. So I don't know. Just keep prepping, everybody, and best of luck to everybody. Don't forget to like the video. Thanks for the super chat, Jason. And I don't know, keep prepping. I guess enjoy the town hall. See what you think about it. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. Maybe we can help one of your friends if you say, oh man, I've been watching this guy and he's got a couple different ideas. Yeah, we got some gun videos too and stuff, but that's a lot of fun. But your friend says, I got a couple friends too that says, well, don't worry about that. Why are you buying that kind of stuff now? You don't need that right now. Yeah, nah, come on, man, let's have fun. And it's deer season right now, and you should buy another $2,000 crossbow or something. I mean, I can't afford this. I can't afford this when it's when it's not, a potential SHTF or WROL, like a without rule of law scenario that we might be coming up on in the next 2 weeks. Crazy purchases like that. I mean, if you really need to go deer hunting that bad for bow season, try to find something used, $200, $300, something like that you can still take a deer with, or a cheap old shotgun or something like that for gun season. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for everybody showing up on here, and it was a fun time. I really like doing this live stream thing. I don't know why. It's just kind of like random. Yeah, it's fun. See, especially I could almost poke her in the eye. She's like standing right there going, Yeah, there she is. But anyways, all right, everybody, have a good night, and thanks, everybody. Good luck.